The accuser, her name is Tara Reade, tells CNN that the alleged incident happened in 1993 while she was working as an aide in Biden's Senate office. She is claiming that she was delivering Biden a duffel bag and says that Biden had her up against the wall in a corridor on the Hill and violated her with his fingers. Now, CNN has now spoken on the record with her former neighbor, who says Reade told her about the allegation within a few years of the alleged incident. Biden's campaign says untrue. Never happened. Is this a credible allegation?
I believe that women deserve to be heard, and I believe that they need to be listened to. But I also believe that those allegations have to be investigated by credible sources. The New York Times did a deep investigation, and they found that the accusation was not credible. I believe Joe Biden. I believe that he is a person who has demonstrated that his love of family, his love of our community, has been made perfectly clear through his work as a congressional leader and as an American leader. I know Joe Biden, and I think that he is telling the truth and that this did not happen.
She looked visibly uncomfortable there. And you know, Don Lemon did basically the bare minimum follow-up after that and talked about how she tweeted about Christine Blasey Ford, and she kind of gave another word salad answer. I want to like Stacey Abrams. I literally just gave her credit for being consistent on the issue of voter suppression because New York canceled its presidential primary, and she spoke out about that, and I thought that was awesome. And I was happy that the leading voice on voter suppression had spoken out about that. But what really stuck out about that segment to me was it seemed identical to the leaked Biden talking points that BuzzFeed was able to get a hold of. Great reporter over there, Ruby Kramer. She also worked in conjunction with Rosie Gray on this story, and they were able to get their hands on the Biden talking points about Tara Reade's allegation. And what Stacey Abrams said right there was she recited the talking points that were given and reported on by BuzzFeed. The Biden campaign circulated talking points among top Democratic supporters shortly after the New York Times published a story earlier this month, not after The Interceptor Katie Halper did, they're not real media, about the allegation by Tara Reade, a former staff assistant in Biden's Senate office who says he assaulted her in 1993. The messaging shows that while Biden has stayed quiet on the allegations on the eve of his nomination, aides were taking the claims seriously enough behind the scenes to coordinate messaging among other Democrats to try to cast the matter as one that's been thoroughly vetted and determined to be unfounded. Biden believes that all women have the right to be heard and to have their claims thoroughly reviewed, the talking points read, according to a copy sent to 2 Democratic operatives. In this case, a thorough review by the New York Times has led to the truth. This incident did not happen. The guidance to top Democrats cast Biden as a lifelong, fierce advocate for women, and the claims is unequivocally untrue, leaning heavily on the April 12th report by the New York Times outlining the allegations by Reade. Very notably, Kirsten Gillibrand also, according to a reporter, echoed some of those talking points as well. So this is going to be the playbook. We have this because of the reporting by BuzzFeed, and I think, again, I can't give them enough credit. This is really important that we have the playbook that they're going to use. So I hope the New York Times is happy that they are literally their report, which, by the way, Business Insider, the reporter there who got it, he's worked with Ronan Farrow in the past, a very credible reporter over at Business Insider, got the corroboration. So the New York Times didn't have the reach or didn't try hard enough to get those 2 corroborating witnesses that Business Insider was able to get. And so that's an update. They can't just lean on this New York Times report from weeks ago that does not have that corroboration that has just been found by Business Insider, plus Ryan Grimm's reporting on her mother calling in to Larry King Live, etc. But I hope the New York Times is happy. I hope they're happy because they couldn't find these corroborating witnesses, and now their report is being used as the talking point to cover this all up by the Biden campaign. It is the foundation for their denial, the New York Times. That's what that article, that's what that investigation served. Full stop. That's the only thing it did. And so you can imagine that people might be cynical about the media when the New York Times' article about this is serving the purpose not to challenge the powerful, not to be the light in the darkness, and actually investigate things, but as a propaganda source for the Biden campaign, and we're seeing that in action.